Okay. So I'm going to wait a little bit until there's a few more people on, just to give everyone a chance. Tonight I'm going to be doing the Dreamcatcher Witch's Hat. Kind of excited to see how this one turns out. This is the form I ended up cutting the center part out. I think it's going to turn out really cute. I'm not making this one into the gnome. It's just going to be the hat. I'm thinking of adding flowers or whatever to the bottom. And I've got embellishments. I'll ask about that later. I was going to have the live about 7:30-ish because I got off work at 7, but I was running a little behind. So we'll just see if some people pop on. If not, here in a few minutes, I'll go ahead and get started. This one I figured I would have red and black flowers, but I might just end up doing black. I'm not sure. I'll decide that as I go. Hi, Cass. Hi, Danny. So the video's starting a little bit later than what I wanted. But I ended up buying a little mat for the table. I think it'll show the work a little bit better. I'm really glad that I purchased this. I think it's going to help. Hi, Robin. All right, well, since there's quite a few people on, I'm going to go ahead and start. All I did was I took, oopsie. Oh, I'm going to have a disaster. 1 second. I'm stuck. So, I took one of these little hats and took all the shiny tinsel off of the hat, and then I just had the form. I don't know if you can see that form in the back. And then I cut the center part out because I thought, well, it would look pretty cool to have that dream catcher in the center. That way it'll look like a spider web. Hi, Bailey. And then after I cut all that center part out, it left these little nubs, and I was able to break those off. And then it was still just a little bit too far out. So I ended up I tried using scissors, and it didn't work out that well. So I ended up using these little wire cutters, and that got pretty close to my form. So after I got it as close as I wanted it, I wrapped this part first with the fluffy, chunky yarn. And then this part here, I just took the regular yarn and just wrapped and wrapped and wrapped. I think it gives it just a little bit more finished look. I mean, I could have left it and done, because it was black, but I think this makes it look just a little bit more finished. I'm really liking that I bought this. That way you guys can see it, because black crafts and black tables don't work out that well. So I'm going to go ahead and just start in the corner. Oh, Bailey, what time are you guys going live? Hi, Cassie. Hey, Cass. Okay, so I ended up tying down in this corner, and this extra ribbon or yarn, I'm just going to tuck in the middle, because when I wrapped this back form or this bottom form, it created a pocket on the inside. So anything I want to hide, I can put it in between the layers. So then that leaves it on there. And I do have these little things that I could have wrapped this with, but I think a needle would work a little bit better. Hey, Cass. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom here, and I'm going to work my way around this way, just because I like working to the right. So I'm going to figure out, I'm probably going to do a couple spots in the center of this bottom, and then meet in the center. So I'm going to go through that form and then back up this way. Oh, Cass, what'd you do to your knee? If you told me already, I apologize. I've got what I call a Nana brain. And after last night, after my episode last night, my brain's not fully functioning that well tonight, so just bear with me. So I kind of have that locked into place. Then I'm going to go over to the next spot. And I'm just winging this. I've never done this before. Well, I've done a dream catcher, just not on this form before. So I'm really hoping that it turns out as much as I think it's gonna. I hope it lives up to the hype that I've been giving it. Cass, I'm doing good. Just got off of work and I get to come home and do crafts. So, nice and relaxing night. I don't have to be to work again until noon tomorrow. So, hopefully I'll be able to sleep in if I can sleep tonight. If any of you saw my post this morning, we had a bat in the house and I did not get much sleep. So, hopefully I can sleep tonight. So, now I'm over at this corner. And I debated on whether to use a colored, a different colored yarn, like a purple or red in here. But I thought, well, white would look more like a spider web, so I went with that. Brent took it outside, Cass. He took the bat outside for me, so we were able to find it and got it outside. So now that I've done the spots on the bottom there, I'm going to start working up the side. And there was some points that kind of stick out, and I think I'm going to use those. That's where the inside form was attached. I think I'm going to use those for my spacings, just to kind of, it'll also hide those a little bit more for me. So I'm just going around. probably could have shortened my yarn a little bit too, but I never fully realize how much I'm going to use at the time, and I figure I can always cut it. Okay, so I'm at that first bump. Now I'm going to kind of keep that nice and tight, and I'm going to do that again at the next one. So what all did you guys do today? Anything exciting? Hi, Danny. I'm almost fully up one side of this form. I'm using the nubs that the inside part was attached to kind of space things out for me. So as you can see, that's how it's looking. So Cass, did you have a good day at Pizza Hut today? Oh, good. I'm glad you had a good day. Whoops. I just started pulling on the wrong part of the string. Oopsie. I was looking forward to this craft all day today. Something to help me de-stress. Okay, now I'm on the other side. Since there's not much space in the center, this might go pretty quickly. Oh, and while I was at work, I had went to lunch, and I turned on Facebook, of course, because I'm addicted. And I just happened to pop on right in the nick of time to catch my granddaughter, Echo. She was doing an experiment for school with pennies. So I ended up sharing that video on my page, on my regular page. So if you get a chance, just check that out. She did really good. I do still have my cat. She was driving me nuts just a little bit ago. She kept trying to eat my cords to my phone. and to my light. So I had to kind of get on to her. And she still doesn't like people. Just my husband and I. Oh, guess what I did? I'm caught. There we go. Oh, Danny, I'll have to check that out. Is it like some of those other ones where you're like screaming because it's hard to come off? I didn't have time to check Facebook a whole lot after I got home because I was too excited for this and I wanted to hop on here and see how stuff goes. I'm really anxious to see how this will look. And instead of connecting this in the corner, I'm going to go to the middle of this first spot or first string. I think that'll look really cute. So then I'm going to hold that nice and snug. Now I'm just going to go to this next one. Just go to the center. Then I'm going to do that again on this one. Danny, I'll have to check it out when I'm done on here. Okay, so can you see how this is looking down here? Now I'm starting to work up the side. I have a small knot that's making it hard. There we go. I had noticed on some of the Dollar Tree sites, some of those gnomes are showing up. These ones here. Showing up in to where some of the other people have tried making them. They have turned out so cute. If you get a chance, I totally recommend it. To make one of your own. Because they turn out so cute. And there's no wrong way of doing it. So, some of them have even given me some tips on what they use differently than what I did. Someone used a wooden bead, like a big wooden bead for the nose, and it turned out really cute. And like I said, whatever works. So, can you see this here? I think I might switch my methods because I think the other method is going to work a little bit better. So that's the fun thing about dream catchers. You can do them however you like. So I think I'm going to switch and start doing it the other way to where I can just pull it and it should work a little bit better for me. Because then once I pull, I can see where it's going. Because right now it's not showing me much of anything. But it's trial and error, so I'm sure it's going to look good no matter what. My yarn keeps getting stuck on all the goodies on the side because they have glitter on them. Yeah, I think I'm going to like this way better. And if you guys see something that I'm doing and you have a tip for me, shout it out. Let me know your ideas because it might work better. And if this strategy doesn't work, I still have some more ideas. So I'm just going to try this real quick, this other way. Do you guys see where I was coming from on this? What I was thinking I would do? It's not fully going how I wanted it to because the form is just really wobbly and loose. I don't know if it would be better if it was wire instead of plastic. But I have an idea. So up here I'm going to do a different way, and then this bottom, when I get to the bottom over here, I think I'm going to try going back around this way. So we'll see. It's just trial and error. Okay, so now that I'm here, I might try attaching down here. Try to go back and forth, see if that works. See how that's working down there? This just might work a little bit better. Yeah, I think this is gonna work out good. Is it showing up very well? I'm trying to keep it centered on there. That might show it a little bit better. So not exactly how I thought it would go. I thought it would be a little bit more easy going up the sides, but it's not a full circle, so I get it. And I just had to improvise in order to get it how I wanted. And I think if I did this one again, I think each one would be a little bit different. Because I gotta bring it up this way next. I think I like the circle forms a little bit better. Just because they're a little bit more predictable. But I like that this one kind of made me think a little bit of what I wanted to do. And I mean, I could fasten down here, finish this down here, and then work up here a little bit more as well. That way, do it in like sections. Oopsie, wrong spot. There we go. Yeah, doing it in sections I think is gonna be way better. And I think I'm gonna shorten my my yarn, since I'm going to be doing it in sections anyway. That way I don't have to fight with it. So what are you guys thinking of this so far? Do you like it so far? And right now I'm just improvising. Whatever this hoop is telling me to, or this form is telling me to do, I'm doing it. One thing doesn't work, so I'm switching it up and trying something else. And it's so much easier with a shorter one. There we go. Are you getting bored of watching me yet? I'm really liking how this is turning out. So I think I'm going to attach it here and then start up here and just kind of do maybe a zigzag, because it's pretty much almost done. And I don't think I'll have to tie a new one on there. I can just weave it through and then do like a zigzag up through here. So what do you think of that bottom? Now I think I'm just going to kind of do like a little zigzag back and forth. Even though it's not exactly how I pictured it, I'm still loving how it's turning out. I have noticed that my hat has shrunk on the inside there. So maybe if I do another one, I won't go as tight. Because that's going to be one very thin hat. Because I think I've been pulling way too tight. Oopsie. What do you think of how it's thinning at the, or narrow at the top? Do you guys still think it looks cute? Or should I maybe try something different next time? You never know if it's going to turn out unless you try it. I always say some of the best crafts are mistakes, or things that didn't turn out quite like you pictured. So, this is what it ended up looking like. Up here, it's not as pretty as unless I could get it to stay out this way. If I could get it to stay, I think it would look a little bit better. But it wants to close. I mean, pulling it, I think, has helped it a little bit. Because now it's showing a little bit more in there. I suppose I could do maybe some wire, wrap some wire around it, and maybe that will help me separate it a little bit. Because I would love to be able to still see. Or you know what I could do? I have all these spiders. I could just put a spider towards the top and you probably wouldn't even notice spider at the top and the bottom. And I was thinking of doing red and black flowers. Maybe even some of these twig looking stuff. It came in the same bushel of flowers. Plug in my hot glue gun. Since now that I have that done, I can start decorating with the flowers. Or do you think it even needs flowers? I mean, I could put a bat. down towards the bottom, or even towards the top to kind of hide how narrow that is. I could put a spider at the bottom and maybe some of these twiggy looking things. Should I use any bats on it? Or any flowers? What do you think of the twigs at the bottom? Does that hide too much of the... Here, I'm going to hold this in place with my hands because I don't want to glue it if I don't want it there. So is that going to hide too much of that? Should I leave those off? Or maybe have those... Or I'll stand it up a little bit better. Or should I have it to where it goes off to the side this way and those are sticking out? That way I don't lose any of this. And then maybe put a flower, like a group of flowers, or maybe even just one side. And have more branches. I also want to, possibly I got these skulls. I don't know if I should put those in there. I have so much stuff to embellish. I have all these little spiders. I've got bats. If I use just black roses, I could even do a purple bat. But if I use the red, I don't think the purple would go with it. Give me some ideas. I'm gonna fasten off this yarn at the top. Oh. Give me some good ideas. Where should I place what? What should I use? Bailey, I don't know if I'm doing a live tomorrow or not. I work the same hours, so I don't get off work until 7. I probably could. If I don't do one tomorrow, I'll do one probably Saturday. Because I do want to work on one of these, but in a fall or a scarecrow type theme. So I'm kind of excited to see how that turns out as well. Okay, so that is taken care of. I don't need my scissors. Okay, so red or purple flowers, or black. I believe I have some black ones with eyeballs, some without. I have red flowers. I also have a couple left over purple. If I use the red and black, I think I could probably incorporate a skull or two if you guys think that's a good idea. Should I put a bat towards the top and a spider at the bottom. Like, see where this spider is? Would a bat look okay towards the top? Or should I have the spider up a little bit more since I'm going to have some flowers on it? Ooh, Danny, that's a good idea. Do you mean like that? Like put the skull, whoopsie. Put the skull in there. That would look cute. Would that be too much if with a bat at the top, a spider in the middle, and a skull at the bottom? Should I do away with the bat and just do the spider and the skulls? Maybe have a spider in the middle and a spider dangling from the top, like a smaller spider at the bottom, or hanging from the top. Like if I have this here and this here, should I have this little fella dangling? So nothing dangling from there, just the flowers and then the spider on it. I really think it's cute with the skull in the center of this flower. So all I'm doing is I'm adding a glob of glue in the center and then placing those skulls in the center of that flower. You guys, these flowers look so cute with the skull in it. I think I might do 4 flowers with the skulls on the bottom. And I'm just kind of fluffing out the flowers as well, those inside pieces, so it kind of cradles that skull. Ooh, I'm kind of liking that. So all I'm doing is seeing how that's gonna look. Maybe some stuff on the sides. I'm kind of liking how that's looking. I don't know if I can hold this up without all of them falling, but I'm gonna attempt it. So can you see down here how they look behind the flowers? I think it doesn't make it look like antlers anymore. And then the spider up here. Should I do a small one there, or even dangling, or this, or leave it as is with this here? Because I'm loving those flowers at the bottom like that. Maybe I'll even add a little of the leaves down at the bottom too, kind of make it a little bit more full. Okay. So I'm gonna start putting these little twigs, I don't know what else to call them, right there. And I think I'm also gonna put a thing of leaves there, so that kind of shines underneath it as well. You guys, I am loving how this looks good. I think with the leaves it'll look more like a real flower, because whenever you do a floral piece, you always have some leaves in there. So just that one corner, look at that. I'm loving it. Start at this corner now. This one I'm going to try to get 2 leaves showing at the bottom. Hi, Sebastian. They are, thank goodness. The only bats I have right now are these. I can handle these. But look at some of the stuff that I'm doing. Isn't that cute? I'm loving how this is turning out, even though the hat kind of scrunched in the center. I think I pulled it a little bit too tight. Maybe it was a little bit of my stress still. I was working it out, but I'm loving how it's turning out. Nope, not ready yet. And I noticed I have to make sure I look down every once in a while because I almost put this one with the skull upside down. It's turning out so cute. So I was wondering if it was going to live up to my expectations, and I'm loving it so far. I love how the little branches. I'm all for that. I'm going to add some more leaves down at the bottom. I think I'm going to make it to where I can see some of the leaves underneath them. I might even put a few little sprigs, just a hint, because I don't want to hide the center, but I might put just a few sprigs of the branches in there as well, just to go behind those other flowers. I don't think I'll lose much of the I do like that. And you'll find when you're using hot glue, there's going to be all these little strings. They're so easy to pull off. You guys, I think I'm almost done. I only have like, I think 4 items to add to this, and it's done. Okay, I'm grabbing another one of those. Now, just looking at this like this, I can't see those little sprigs in the center, but once you hang that up, you're going to be able to see it, and it looks like the little branches are all through there. Oh my goodness, guys. I know I said I liked the gnomes, but I think this one just might be my favorite. kind of do him at an angle. And I think I probably added too much glue to him, but that's okay. It kind of looks like it's part of his web added on there. He's got it on his feet. So I think it's going to work out. Maybe I could use his feet to prop that out a little bit more. That's what I'm going to do. You know how I said it was scrunched up a little bit? I'm going to use him to my advantage. So I'm going to spread his feet out. And then hold that in place. The strings want to stick to me too. I think that's helping. Oh, thank you for sharing my video. It's looking so cute. And I'm going to snip just a little bit more of this because I'm going to have a spider dangling. So far, this is what I've got. Do you see those little sprigs down in there? Kind of ties it in a little bit. And then at the top here, I'm just going to tie a knot. Thank you. I could use all the support I can get. I was really surprised because I was watching, or I had done a live the other day, and later that night, I had checked on it, and it said that it had reached over 200 people. I was floored. I could not believe that it had reached that many people. There's no way I'd be able to do this in a big room full of people. Ain't no way. My anxiety would be just everywhere. But this is doable. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry just a little bit, and then I'm going to, I don't want to go too far down with them. Maybe. Yeah, I think there. Then I'm just going to tie a knot in this bottom just to kind of give myself something to glue him to rather than just have a little string. Yes. Oh, I almost had him going the wrong way. The string goes through his bottom, not his top. So cute. So what do you think? And there's like little glue strings, but it kind of works. kind of adds to it. Should I glue his feet over so he doesn't dangle backwards, or just leave him as is? I mean, he's staying pretty good. And the other night I tried sending a picture to my daughter, Danny, to show her the red flowers. And my camera was making them look pink. And I was like, no, they're not pink. They're red. I mean, they are really pretty red. And I'm loving the idea of the skulls in the center. I think that ties it in really nice. Yeah. And I think if I do a live Saturday, I think it is going to be that one of these, but it'll be like a fall or scarecrow type one. Otherwise, maybe I'll just do a hat, because I've been doing quite a bit of those and not very many of just the hat. We'll see. I might change my mind as I go. Oh, good. I'm glad that you're able to see that they're red now, because they're definitely not pink. They're nice Halloween red. Maybe when I took my pictures the other night, I didn't have all my lights on too, so that could be a part of it as well. Danny, do you want this for your Halloween decorations at home? I'm not doing a whole lot of decorating. I'm so glad you guys are on here and watching me. I love doing the crafts. For a minute, I thought I stepped on my cat. Felt something under my feet. I'm a little paranoid since last night. It was just a little bag that has goodies in it. I'm so glad you guys think he turned out okay. And at least now I know how the center looks. I think if I would have been able to get the other form that was a metal one, kind of like the metal wreath forms, but it was in the shape of a witch's hat, I think that one would have been a little bit easier to work with. So now, at least since I've done this, I'll be able to pass the word along to let everybody know. All right, Danny, this goes to your house. It's really cute. I know you guys live in the country and you don't get a whole lot of people, but at least you could look. You can have the decorations and everything. What day would work better for you guys? Do you think I should do another live tomorrow night? Heck, maybe I'll do one tomorrow and Saturday. Crafting really relaxes me. And I don't know if you can hear it, but I have really soft piano music playing on my TV. It's so relaxing. It puts my husband to sleep because it's such soft piano, but oh, it's so good for my soul. I gotta have some kind of music, and it has to be soft, otherwise it'll give me a headache. Turned out better than what I thought it would. Thank you guys for all the kind words. I wasn't sure how it was going to work. But boy, I think it turned out pretty cute. And you know, if I didn't want to do the dream catcher in the center, I mean, I could have covered it with fabric or even put flowers. I didn't have to cut that center part out. I could have done pretty much anything. Well, boy, I have not even been on here that long, I don't think. Maybe almost an hour. I'm like so addicted to these lives. I almost, when it comes time to being done, I almost don't want to leave because I just want to do more crafts. But I will have to do something and add the little bats to them. And even one of these little gold coppery looking spiders. And Danny, on my next day off, we're going to have to get together and you and I are going to have to do a live and do a craft. So if I do one tomorrow, it would be probably about the same time as this one because I have to work until 7. Yep, I get off at 7 tomorrow. So probably about 7:30, quarter to 8. And then I can do another craft. I'm loving how these hats turn out. And I think the store restocked their shelves because they have tons of those hats now. And I bought quite a bit of them. I mean, I could just leave it like this too, but I like personalizing it a little bit more. So I have to take all of their stuff off and add my little touch to it. Add a little bit of my personality into the crafts. That way when it goes to somebody, it has a little bit of me in there too. So since I'm done with that, while I'm kind of closing up on the video here, I think I'm just going to start prep for tomorrow. I'll either cover it in burlap, but the more I think of it, I'm probably going to use that scarf that I ended up getting. I think it'll cover a little bit better. And I don't know if you guys caught my other video on what these forms look like underneath. But see those little pegs? That's what I hooked that yarn on. I just went back and forth, just like they did. They just hooked this tinsel. And at some point I'm doing a Santa Claus one of these. I've ended up buying Jingle Bells and red yarn, white yarn, the thick chunky stuff. Thank you, Sebastian. You have a good night too. Thanks for checking in and saying hi. And thank you so much for your help with my phone. I know you don't think it was a whole lot, but it means a lot. I don't know, see this one they pieced together. Alright guys, well, as I'm finishing up taking this this apart. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, and I'll finish getting some prep done, and then maybe I'll post some pictures of what all I'm going to be using tomorrow, just to kind of give you a heads up as to what to look forward to. I'm really glad that you tuned in and were able to watch and give me some pointers and what you think looks good, and just have a great night. If you guys are stressing, listen to some music, do some crafts, whatever helps you. Thank you for watching. It really means a lot that you guys are watching me do this. You're bored out of your mind watching a Nana just talk to her phone. So, alright, well, I'm going to finish this up, and you guys have a great night. Ooh, maybe I will put glasses on the sand. I'll keep an eye out. Maybe I'll get some wire and make some of my own. Who knows? Ideas are good. I'll keep in touch with you, Danny. I'm sure we'll talk tomorrow too. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna log off here and finish undoing this form. And you guys have a great night. I hope tomorrow's good. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you again for watching. Bye.